Namaste, my Vedic people. Welcome. I have so much to share with you about Jupiter's new transit in the sign of Taurus. If you haven't already checked out my video for Saturn in the sign of Aquarius, go to my channel and check out that video. He is the slow mover. He'll be staying in the sign of Aquarius until March 30th, 2025. And if you haven't checked out my solar eclipse video, pretty cool. I just did that. And we are now eclipsing on a new axis with Pisces and Rahu. And maybe that can put together a little bit more information for you for the next 18 months. And I have put so much information together for this Jupiter video. And let me share my screen with you. And we'll get started. So Jupiter is making his way as we speak into the sign of Taurus. And this video is a general overview for all 12 ascendants. You can also listen to your moon sign if you know your moon sign as well. The ascendant will just discuss how you're physically going to be going through this transit, and the moon sign will be, your mood and your emotion and your overall psychological approach during this transit. So Jupiter is ingressing in the sign of Taurus through Kritika Nakshatra. And if you want a personal reading, so how this transit and other transits affect your personal birth chart, you can contact me at BhavaniVedicAstrology@gmail.com and leave me an email. You can also text me at 702-308-6944. Please don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and share this video if you know somebody that might be interested in this material as well. And thank you for your support, and namaste. And don't forget to reach out to me and share my video. And so Jupiter enters Taurus, May 1st, 2024. He'll be staying in this sign for a year and a little bit longer than a year, May 14th, 2025. We are starting in Krittika Nakshatra, and this is found at the bridge from Aries to Taurus. It is strongly influenced by the sun. So Taurus, Rishabha, and Venus, Shukracharya, is the ruler of Taurus, and Jupiter is now going to be in the sign of Taurus, and Brihaspati is the Lord of prayers. So Taurus is actually very close to the Pleiadians, the seven sisters in the sky. So with Jupiter in the sign of Taurus, we also now just have Ketu, the south node, also in the earth sign of Virgo. And Jupiter will reduce the malefic qualities of Ketu. So now that Jupiter is here in the sign of Taurus in a fellow earth sign, some of Ketu's cutting qualities will, be softened. And we can also look at the third earth sign, which is Capricorn, and the house that sits in for you. Jupiter in his favorite place is going to be in Cancer, but he is considered debilitated and not happy in the sign of Capricorn, right? But he will give beneficial results. And Jupiter will be in conjunction with the sign of Uranus, which is modern day Aquarius ruler. And that will be coming up on June. Hold on one second. Perfect. So that will be happening on June 18th. And Uranus rules rebellion, revolution, and like innovative technology, right? And also he is like a lightning bolt flash of like instantaneous things. And he also rules the collective, all of us, large groups of people, right? And so with Jupiter conjuncting the sign of Uranus, he'll also soften Uranus's entrance into the sign of Taurus. And the last time that they were together, which was 1941. So this will be starting a 14-year transit, the two of them. And so Jupiter and Venus are not considered friends. They are actually considered enemies. And so Jupiter is not really comfortable in a Venusian sign of Taurus, but he will still give beneficial results. And Jupiter, he wants to indulge on wisdom and knowledge. He is all about spirituality and also religion. And Venus wants to indulge in the five senses of love, beauty, art, harmony, money, materialism, achievement. So Jupiter will be taking on the qualities of Venus and during this transit. Both of these are teachers. They're considered gurus. And Venus represents the wife in a man's chart, and Jupiter is a significator for a husband in a woman's chart. And Jupiter is also considered a father figure as well. And so we're definitely going to get schooled in a sense this year. So Taurus, Vishaba, and the second Bhava, the second house, is Taurus's natural ruler. He rules the second house. He is an earth sign. The symbol is a bull. He rules the throat and the neck region. He is a fixed sign, which means that he is very stubborn. He also, some of the qualities of Taurus is he's very driven to achieve, is very domesticated. Second house rules things such as speech and everything to do with your mouth, singing, music. Also, family values are found in the second house. Taurus rules things like land and agriculture, farming, food, real estate, gardening. Taurus is an earth sign, so he rules earth, like the dirt itself. Resources and possessions, money, savings, banking. Taurus really revolves around a lot of security. And where do we find security and stability? With some of these things, our job, home, money, and spirituality, and having the right relationship with money, not to overvalue money and not to undervalue money, right? Taurus loves the pleasure of the table and the bed, right? So culinary skills, he's a foodie, and also enjoys being in the bedroom and finding pleasures of the bedroom. Venus is Taurus's ruler. Venus is Shukracharya, which is the guru of the Suryas, if you will, demons and humans, right? So humans are all about our five senses, right? So fertility, love, art, beauty, money, sensuality, indulging, enjoyment. These are all Venusian qualities. And Jupiter is the guru of the gods, the deities. Brihaspati, the Lord of prayers. Jupiter is all about higher knowledge, wisdom, spirituality, and religion. Morals, ethics, our ethical and moral evolution, expansion, growth. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. So we can expect big things. So Jupiter is traveling and is just finishing up with being in the sign of Aries. He's been in the sign of Aries for a little over a year. And now he's making his way into the sign of Taurus in the Kritika Nakshatra. Kritika symbolism is that of a razor or a sharp sword, similar to the way the word sounds, Kritika. it's influenced by the sun. And this will be from May 1st, 2024 to June 13th, 2024. So during this period, he will just be in Kritika Nakshatra. And this is a bridge that bridges Aries to Taurus. The deity ruler here is Lord Agni, the Lord of Fire. And think of fire in a sense of purification here, right? So he is very intense, ambitious, and honest. He has high levels of integrity and must cut through the Maya, the illusion, and all the garbage, the shish, to get to the truth. He wants the truth. He's just no BS kind of guy right here, right? And very, determined and motivated and wants to accomplish things, and he wants to reveal the true understanding, right? But sometimes at a negative aspect, he can, be stubborn and unbearable and engrossed in the illusion and full of it and quite confused about the truth. And so, you can think of anti-superficiality, in a sense, anti-bullshit, right? So here in Kritika Nakshatra, Jupiter wants us to get to the truth of the matter. Then as he travels into Rohini, which is a nakshatra that engulfs Taurus completely, the red deer is the symbol of Rohini, and Chariot's rapid warp speed. So like a deer that runs very fast, right? In this Taurus, he'll be retrograding here also, and then going direct February 4th through April 11th, 2025. So here we will spend a significant amount of time in the Rohini Nakshatra. And Rohini is completely in Taurus. The deity that influences this luminary mansion is Lord Brahma, the creator of everything. Or Prajapati, right? Elohim, the creator, is the avatar of the Brahma. And here we find charisma and very magnetic and materialism. I should have said materialism, materialistic. Just Taurus likes all the things, right? And wants to indulge in all the things. So wanting also in this nakshatra, wanting everyone and themselves to win. Like we're all going to make it to the top together, right? And we're going to achieve our goals. In this nakshatra, there's a potential for fame also and strong personal growth. And, Jupiter is a sign of growth and expansion. So here we can probably see very big things at a very fast rate. And, in a negative aspect, yeah, did I say that Rohini was destined for great things as well? Is also the energy of wealth and has to create and grow and expand. And so, and sometimes when we're functioning negatively, if we have strong Rohini qualities, we only care if we succeed and we don't care at anyone's expense. So we'll step on everybody and break all the rules or whatever we have to do just to get to the top, right? And who cares about everybody else? So we have to take care during this time, to take heed of, some negative qualities that this nakshatra possesses. Then we'll be traveling through a very spiritual and mystical nakshatra of Mrigashira. The symbol is a deer head or a female snake, a serpent. Here we're influenced by the planet Mars. Oh, and in Rohini, we're influenced strongly by the moon. So first it was the sun and then the moon, which is can be very emotional during that time. And here in the sign of Mars can be very, fiery, right? Mars is the Lord of War, God of War. He protects and defends, right? He is also ready to fight. So this is a bridge nakshatra that'll take us from Taurus into Gemini. So after Jupiter's transit through Taurus, he will make his ingress into the sign of Gemini. And that will be in Mrigashira, and then furthering into the other nakshatras. And I'll be making my video on Jupiter and Gemini when we get closer to that date, when that should happen. And so he will be going direct April 11th, 2025, and be finishing his transit here in Mrigashira from May 14th. May 14th, 2025, he'll be concluding his time in Taurus. And again, this is Taurus to Gemini. And the deity is Soma, the moon god, the god of moon, the moon. And so here we find the moon again, right? And so Mrigashira is a very mystical energy and also has to do with very mystical discoveries. Moksha. This is a moksha nakshatra. So here we find complete enlightenment. We find complete liberation. And we find a loss of attachment, maybe a loss in general. So here, moksha is, when we can leave this earthly plane and travel on to other dimensions, right? Other planes of existence, if you will. Mrigashira is has a very strong need to do lots of research and gain all the wisdom and all the knowledge. So here Jupiter also is wisdom and knowledge and growth. And here Mrigashira wants to do all the research to find out all that information, right? And he can be very destination focused, right? So we have to learn how to enjoy the journey. And because we gain so much wisdom, because we've done all this research, we also have to learn how to be humbled, right? In this nakshatra. So again, very mystical and mystical discoveries and mystical energies. And so here, this is part of our mystical path towards spiritual evolution, right? You really got to watch my full solar eclipse video. So I did a lot of research about when Jupiter was last in Taurus, and that was found in 2012, 2013. So some interesting things that I found were that there were approximately 620 million people that lost power and went without power in India. It was the worst blackout in history on Earth. Here I also found that CERN had announced a new particle, and it was dubbed the God particle. And I want to say not too long ago in January, I think that we found the goddess particle. I want to say I think that had hit Earth somewhere in Utah. And that the CERN is found at the LHC, which revolutionizes quantum physics. So it's a quantum revolution. Also, there was a 3D printer that created a lab-grown ear from cartilage and other things for transplants. So if you needed an ear transplant, we can now make a 3D printer and print you an ear. It was also the first human embryonic stem cell from cloning was made. So we were able to clone stem cells. And during this time, the EU, the European Union, had agreed to a $10 million bailout. Solar transit of Venus, which was the Mayan calendar, had ended. So those of you who remember 2012, when everybody thought it was the end of the world because the Mayan calendar ended. Also interesting, I thought I plucked this out, was 7 paintings worth $25 million apiece were stolen from the Kunsthal in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. A typhoon in the Philippines, 6,000 people departed this earth. A 7.5 earthquake in Alaska. Hurricane Sandy, I think it was 238 people died. And that impacted the Caribbean, Canada, Cuba, the east coast of the US. And the world's largest tornado had hit Oklahoma. It was 2.6 miles wide, and it was going 296 miles an hour. Another interesting thing is that a meteor had exploded over a Russian city, and 193 people died, and 11,000 people were injured. Ironically, this was a leap year. So in 2000 and 2001, we found Prague had 20,000 anti-globalization protesters. Unfortunately, that protest turned violent. Bastille Day, solar flares led to geomagnetic storms here on Earth. The bulldozer revolution led to the resignation of the president of Serbia at the time, Slobodan Milosevic, and he was charged with crimes against humanity. Kentucky had a coal sludge spill and 250 million gallons. It was worse than the Exxon Valdez oil spill, which ironically happened in 88. The foot and mouth outbreak happened during this time, and over 6 million cows and sheep were killed to halt this disease. So interesting that Taurus rules the bull. We are eclipsing in a Pisces nakshatra. Pushya is the shepherd of cows. So here we go. Also interesting, after 128 years, the US retailer Montgomery Ward's went out of business. Sad story. They closed their doors for good. In El Salvador, had 2 earthquakes within 2 months and over 1,000 people died. A 7.7 earthquake in Gujarat, India, excuse me if I mispronounced that, over thousands were dead there. A tropical storm Allison flooding Houston, Texas. Section 28 law was put in place in 1988, was now repealed in Scotland, and the LGBT community led a mass protest. It was over by 99 to 17. It was the first same-sex marriage in Amsterdam. So in 1988 and 1989, there was a singing revolution, and 100,000 people were in Estonia singing their little hearts out. In Tiananmen Square, there was a Million Man March in Beijing. And then 8,888 uprising in the Myanmar, led by students protesting, and over 1,000 of those students were killed during that protest, their peaceful protest, right? There was an earthquake in Armenia, 25,000 to 50,000 people were killed. Earthquake in Nepal, 1,500 died. The first computer virus in 1988, it was called the Internet Worm. Then there was the proposal for the World Wide Web. Another revolution of 89, the Velvet Revolution, ending communism and leading to the opening of Berlin Wall. And in Ramstein Air Base, an air show with 3 fancy jets crashed into each other and then crashed into the crowd and killed 71 people, and 346 were injured. And then, of course, the Exxon Valdez oil spill and 240,000 barrels in Alaska. It was also a leap year. 2000 was also a leap year. So leap year, and we're leaping again. So please listen from your ascendant or moon sign. And let's try to discuss all 12. So Jupiter in the sign of Taurus for the Mesha Rashis, my Aries ascendant, in the second bhava, the second house, can now find security through their family, and their family could be expanding at this time. Money could be coming in through inheritance, insurance, taxes, lottery, other people's money. And so we will have an increase in wealth for the Aries ascendant. And so their savings account will be expanding, right? And they also could be spending some money, expanding their knowledge, learning more. Maybe you're learning stuff on Ayurveda. Maybe you're changing your diet and adding a strong yoga routine to it. Maybe you've already done that, so you're staying strong with that. If you have any health issues in the past, you may be experiencing some relief now during that. Competitors at work are going to spark you to have a desire to achieve more in your career, right? So you're going to have to work hard. That is a 10th house aspect and a 6th house aspect, right? So your status could increase, and this is a time that you could be making a name for yourself. But don't suffer from a grandiose ego. Just be humbled and maintain your integrity and principles and values at this point. And if you'd like to have a reading based on your personal chart, don't forget to contact me. Jupiter and Taurus, for the Taurus ascendant, Rishabha ascendant, and this is going to be on your first bhava in the first house. So your character strengthens. And with Jupiter here, he could, he's all about growth. So, and the first house is all about your physical body. So be careful not to gain weight. You could be gaining weight, or your spouse could be gaining weight at this time. Be careful of your sugar intake and not to overindulge. And you could be looking into beautifying yourself right now, right? Looking into maybe new innovative technologies like light and frequency therapies, and anti-aging stem cell facials are also a really cool thing. Maybe you could be finding a spouse right now and getting married. Maybe you're having children, or your children are having children. Regardless, your family is growing. Maybe we're growing closer to each other. And family values now are very important, what you consider important. There's going to be an abundance of joy and romance in your life right now. You're going to be full of optimism and luck. You're going to find that you might be dating a lot. If you don't have a spouse, you could definitely be finding a spouse at this time. Your savings could increase, and money could be coming in from insurance and inheritances, other people's money, lottery, sudden gains, right? And you could be learning ways to be conservative and save money right now, maybe even learning how to invest your money. You have a very strong desire now to engross yourself with as much knowledge as you possibly can. And maybe you're learning spirituality and philosophy and advanced studies, and maybe you're going back to school to get a PhD and a master's. Maybe you're finding a guru and a teacher right now on your spiritual journey. Or maybe you now have all this knowledge and you want to share. Maybe you're teaching others during this time. You may just want to make sure that you're walking a straight and narrow path, and that, your values and morals are intact at this time, Taurus. You're going to be very lucky during this time. So enjoy yourself, Taurus, but don't enjoy yourself too much. And if you want a personal reading, go ahead and contact me. Jupiter and Taurus for my Mithun or my Gemini ascendants. This is happening in your 12th bhava and your 12th house. So maybe you could be having a strong desire right now to spend time alone. isolate yourself, hermit mode, spending a lot of time in your bedroom, finding pleasures of the bed. You could be practicing spirituality. So you could be praying, meditating, doing spiritual mantra, pranayama. You could be practicing yoga. You could be doing research on Reiki, Tantra, Ayurveda. You could be learning about how to raise your vibratory frequency. You could be studying astrology, and your intuition can be heightened at this time. You could be dreaming. So keep a dream journal next to your bed. You could be receiving unexpected sudden money, sudden gains from inheritance or insurance payout, or your taxes are coming in. Maybe you hit the lottery. You could be getting a bigger home, buying a bigger home. Maybe you're remodeling a home, adding on to your home, buying or selling property or land. Could be spending money, right? You're spending money, you gain money, you're spending money. The 12th house is that of loss, or investing, paying ceramic debts, right? Maybe you're paying off some debt. And so the money is coming in, but the money is also going out. But it could be going out. You're going to make a foreign travel, right? You're going to take a long distance travel. Maybe you're going to visit the pyramids in Egypt. Maybe you're going to visit temples and ashrams. And so you're learning about all these ancient religions, and you could be overcoming any illnesses that might have plagued you, but also be careful of, indulging a lot in this Taurus sign. And, you could be developing, diabetes or cholesterol. So you might be wanting to take a holistic approach now to try to heal yourself because of all this research that you're doing, or maybe you have been doing, Gemini, and you want to start, approaching it from that standpoint. It's a good time to do donations and clean out your closet. 12th house is that of non-attachment, right? So we want to let go of things that we don't need anymore. And we could be doing a lot of deep introspection at this time about, marriage, also about relationship with others and how you see yourself. So, depending on your chart and what dasha you're in, it's a good time to contact me for a reading, and we can dive deep into how this will affect you on a more personal note. Good luck to all my Geminis. Jupiter in Taurus for my Karaka Rashi, for my Cancer ascendant, and the 11th Baba. This, you'll find an increase in gains from your social network, from your friendships, from your friends, and your network circles, right? And also from speculative gains could be paying out now. You could be forming new business partnerships and growing a business, a new business, right? You might have an overwhelming desire to, further your education, go back to school, maybe take a couple of courses online. Maybe it's about your new business. You might be going on a lot of romantic dates. If you're not married, you could maybe find the person that you want to marry now. If you are married, you could be reigniting that spark between you and your spouse. Also communicating with your younger siblings, your older siblings. Maybe you're traveling to visit them. Maybe you're getting new neighbors and they want to homestead. So maybe you're teaching them how to garden, or they're teaching you how to garden. At this point, the 11th house is, your dreams, wishes, and desires are all coming to fruition here. So it's going to be a very lucky transit for you. You could also be learning Ayurveda and studying yoga and incorporating that as a daily practice. You could also have a huge interest now, all of a sudden, to learn astrology or tantra. So if you want a reading, Cancer ascendants, don't forget to reach out and contact me. Jupiter and Taurus, and for my Simha, my Leo ascendants, my Simha Rashis. This is happening in your 10th Bhava. So you can experience a complete glow up, right? The 10th house is name, fame, success, climbing to the top of that ladder. Could achieve great heights now with your career, and maybe you're having a new business and expanding your business, and you're learning new things. And this could lead you to having, a stupendous ego and being very power hungry. So keep your wits about you, keep your integrity. So if your business is flourishing and you're finding all the success, naturally, you are going to be impacting your savings account. And that could also be coming in from speculative gains. Maybe you invested in the past and now those things could be paying you. Co-workers are also very competitive, which is encouraging you to achieve, some of the top positions. And family could be growing. Children are having children, and now you're, reevaluating what your family values are now in life. You could be going on romantic dates and finding romance with your spouse. If you don't have a spouse, you could be, going on lots of dates at this time, and you could be spending time with your mother or at home and enjoying home cooked foods and home cooked meals. You could be accumulating property at this time, or buying or selling a home or remodeling a home. And be careful of overindulging in rich foods and sugary foods. These things could lead to health issues. So, take care of your diet, Ayurveda, yoga, exercise, take a holistic approach, learn some things about, you can find yourself learning more about those aspects and incorporating them in your life. At this point right now, Leo, you are working very hard to leave your legacy. If you'd like to know a little bit more how this can impact you on a more personal level, don't forget to reach out to me. Jupiter and Taurus from my Kanya, my Virgo ascendants. This is happening in your 9th house, in the 9th bhava. You're taking a deep dive into spiritual knowledge and really finding out maybe where we came from, and you're learning all this hidden knowledge, and you're spiritually evolving and understanding your soul's purpose at this time. You could find yourself finding a spiritual teacher or a guru. Maybe you're teaching and communicating your wisdom with others on maybe an online platform. You're creating a new online platform and sharing your knowledge with people. And business partners now are very interested in collaborating with you. You could be traveling to visit your younger siblings or traveling to visit your children, short distance travel, long distance travel. You're very lucky at this time, and gains are coming in from investments maybe that you made in the past. You have a strong desire to advance your education now. And so you're taking classes and studying and learning something new. Spending time with your children will also bring you lots of joy. You might hear news of pregnancies, and a spark of some new romantic interest right now. So with Jupiter transit here, it's going to soften Ketu's visit on your ascendant. And if you've been having difficulties with a spouse, maybe you're sparking that romance again with your significant other and going on romantic dates with that person. But be careful as you're enjoying your life, not to gain weight. You could also be looking to enhance your beauty at this time and your physical appearance, right? Maybe with some cosmetic light and frequency therapies. Maybe you're looking into stem cell facials as well for anti-aging. And your character overall is getting stronger and strengthening. Definitely after this period, your morals and ethics will evolve, and you'll be very optimistic and joyful during this transit, Virgo. So all the best to you. And if you're looking for a personal reading to be a little bit more detailed on how this is going to affect you and all your planets, don't forget to reach out to me. Jupiter and Taurus from my Tula, from my Libra ascendants. This is happening in the 8th bhava. So we could have sudden gains through inheritance, insurance, right? The 8th house is hidden knowledge, right? So we could have a strong interest now in learning astrology and doing research and, all this hidden knowledge and mysticism and tantric and Reiki. We could have sudden gains through inheritance and taxes, maybe hitting the lottery, which will impact our savings account, right? And our savings will be increasing, and we can be learning new creative ways also to save money as well. The 8th house can be a house of addiction, right? And temptations and overindulging during this period, right? I always say the eighth house is like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's also gambling and, be careful not to escape too far down into that rabbit hole. And if you are having any health issues at this time, please see a doctor. If things are, if your health is questionable at this time. You could be finding that you're developing a strong exercise routine. Maybe you're taking some Tai Chi or developing a strong yoga regimen. You might be enjoying spending time alone and finding pleasures in your bedroom. Keeping a dream journal at this time, your intuition could be heightened. You also could be, maybe traveling to foreign places and holy grounds, maybe pyramids and temples. And so you're paying for vacations or paying off debt. You also could be visiting your younger siblings and having some short distance travels as well. Spending time with your mom. You could become a homebody right now, just enjoy being at your home. Maybe you're buying and selling a home or a property or remodeling your house. You could be finding that you're cleaning out your closet and getting rid of things that you no longer need. Traveling light. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about how this is going to affect you, Libra, don't hesitate to contact me and we can look at all your personal planets. Jupiter in the sign of Taurus for my Vrishaka, my Scorpio ascendants. This is happening in your seventh house, your seventh bhava, which is you could be finding romance and dating and romantic partnerships will be a plethora of choices at this time for you. You could find your marriage partner at this time. If you are married, you could be reigniting that romantic spark within your marriage. If you've been having difficulties at this time, and with some and maybe with some growth and some TLC, you can repair what wasn't working in your relationship. Also, business partners and colleagues want to collaborate with you. And you're so motivated on building a new business, maybe on social media, and gains are coming in maybe from social media, also from business and business partnerships. Also, so your savings will increase. And from the ambition and the determination that you have with your work and learning new ways to make money and save money, you'll be networking and meeting all sorts of new people and learning new things. You might be advertising on social media, and money will be coming in from investments in your social circle and your friendship circle as well. Be careful also of gaining weight and overindulging at this time. Sugary things and could lead to health issues. So take care. Relationships with your younger siblings and older siblings are growing and improving. You could be traveling to visit them at this time, or maybe you're getting together and planning a vacation with some of your siblings at this time. Spending time with children will bring you lots of joy. This is a transit where, your dreams and desires and wishes are all coming to fruition. And you're looking into beautifying yourself, right? So you might want to look to innovative technologies like light and frequency therapy treatments, and anti-aging stem cell facials could be on the cards for you and on your schedule. So take care and enjoy yourself, Scorpio. And if you're looking to know how this is going to impact you on a more personal level and your personal planets, don't hesitate to contact me for a reading. Jupiter in the sign of Taurus for my Danu Rashis, for my Sagittarius ascendants. This is happening in the sixth bhava and the sixth house. You will easily be learning about ways to heal yourself with Ayurveda and diet and exercise. Maybe you're incorporating a yoga practice or an exercise regime at this point. You could be adopting a pet. This is your work life, and coworkers also could be getting a little bit better. The relationship with them could be a little bit more easier than it has been in the past. You could find yourself having a strong desire to want to travel to a foreign country. Maybe you want to visit temples and ashrams and the pyramids in Egypt right now. You also could have a strong desire just to spend time alone in your bedroom and enjoy some bed pleasures, if you will. Your dreams could be off the charts, so putting a dream journal next to your bed. Your intuition is also heightened at this time. So spending money on travel expenses or you have expenses at home. Maybe you're, remodeling or decorating your home or beautifying your home. So you're finding that you're doing some stuff at your house. So, cleaning out your closet. Don't forget to donate the things that you don't need anymore, right? Buying some new stuff, getting rid of some old stuff. Your family could be growing and expanding at this time. You could be having a strong desire to want to grow with them and spend time with them. You're putting lots of effort in right now with working. And so take care and try to feed yourself healthy foods at this time with the stress of, all the pressure of putting the effort in at work at this time. It could lead to, making poor food choices, right? That could lead to maybe, diabetes, cholesterol. So taking a holistic approach like Ayurveda to help, fix some of those problems at this time would be ideal. With working so hard, you know, your savings account could be growing slowly and you're learning new creative ways to save money. You're very ambitious at this time and you could be wanting to create a new business and you're attracting a whole bunch of clients, potential customers. So your career is taking off and could be leading you to name and fame and success during these times. So you just have to make sure that you keep your ego in check and be humbled at this time. And you're going to have lots of competitors, but you're up for the competition and you're ready to win. So your relationship with your bosses and your father also improves at this time. So for my Danu Rashis, good luck. And if you're looking how this is going to impact you on a more personal level, please don't hesitate to reach out and contact me for a personal reading. Jupiter in the sign of Taurus for my Makha Rashi, for my Capricorn ascendants. This is happening in your fifth house, in your fifth bhava. This is the house of progeny of children. You could be pregnant, you could be having children, or your children could be having children. Your relationship with your children and siblings are growing. And you're becoming very close to them. Maybe you're traveling long distance to go see them, or maybe you're planning a foreign trip together to go see the pyramids in Egypt. Your dating life is now increasing and you're finding a lot of potential romantic partners. Money is coming in from investments, from your social circle, from friends, from maybe a new internet business that you started is now finally paying off. So your tribe and your tribe expands and like-minded people want to be part of your journey at this time. So your desires and wish fulfillments are all coming to fruition. You have a strong desire to expand your intelligence and learn all the things and become more knowledgeable. So you might want to go back to school or take more courses. You might be getting your master's or PhD, spending a lot of time alone, just learning and studying. And then you also want to share your knowledge. So as much that you're learning, you also want to share with people and regurgitate this to other people. So you want to teach them and teach others in your community, your large groups of people and your friends, and share all this knowledge with them. And you're very lucky and you're very optimistic at this time, and it's growing throughout this transit of Jupiter. So your soul's purpose is quickly coming into the light, and your character is going to gain lots of strength. And be careful of overindulging and weight gain. And, you might be looking into innovative technologies like light and frequency therapy, skin therapies, and anti-aging stem cell facials could be on the cards for you, Capricorn. So if you want to know how this is going to affect you personally, don't hesitate to contact me. Jupiter and Taurus from my Kumbha Rashi, from my Aquarius ascendants in the fourth bhava. Fourth is the house of home. So you could be buying or selling a home, investing in a larger home, like property or land. Maybe you want to grow a garden. Maybe you want to start homesteading. Your relationship with your mother is getting closer and growing, and maybe you're visiting her, and maybe you decide to take her on a long distance travel to a foreign place of spiritual significance. Your family could be expanding at this time or just growing really close to each other, right? And holding your family close to you at this point. Your career is growing also. So you could reach name and fame status, be very famous at this time. So be careful of, make sure that you're very humbled and, keep your ego in check. And the money will naturally grow from this. And relationships with your father or bosses could improve and grow. Sudden money or lottery or inheritance, insurance, taxes, from your network or social media could be pouring in right now. And also, researching astrology and hidden knowledge, stuff that maybe you didn't know that you're like, I didn't know about this hidden knowledge. Let me dive deep into that. Maybe tantric is something that you want to look into as well. Spending time in the bedroom, right? So you maybe want to have a Kundalini awakening. So keeping a dream journal next to your bed, your intuition could be off the chain. And also, you could be doing a little astro traveling. So, Aquarius, if you want to know how this is going to impact you and your personal planets, reach out. Jupiter in the sign of Taurus for my Meena Rashi, for my Pisces ascendant. This is happening in your third bhava, which is all about communication and siblings and younger siblings. Maybe you're finding your voice and courage now to communicate. Maybe your communication is improving and now you want to communicate your beliefs, right? And maybe you're finding a guru, or maybe you're becoming a spiritual teacher. Maybe you're becoming a guru. You're studying and you're advancing your education, and maybe your computer skills are growing, and you're teaching others your wisdom, and your business expands, leading you to success and making you lots of money at this time. Your social network and media and online presence grows, and business partnerships, and they all want to collaborate with you at this time. They all want to invest in you, which could lead you to having name and fame during this transit. You could have new neighbors that could be moving in and they want to homestead, or you have new neighbors that move in and you want to teach them how to garden, right? So you're learning all this stuff about homesteading and gardening, perhaps with neighbors. And maybe there's a lot of short distance and long distance traveling that you're doing to visit siblings and growing that relationship and improving that relationship with also with younger siblings, and gains from investments, and your social circle and friendships at this time could be coming in. So wishes, dreams, desires are manifesting. You're bringing everything into reality. You're very lucky at this time. So if you've been experiencing a difficult marriage, things are going to be getting a little bit better for you, because Jupiter is transiting your seventh house. Jupiter is transiting your first house, looking at your seventh house of marriage and business partnerships, right? If you don't have a spouse, you could potentially find somebody to get married to now. If you want to know how this is going to impact you and your personal chart, don't hesitate to reach out to me and we can dive a little bit more deeper into that. Look out for my Nakshatra videos. I'm going to be putting out all 27 luminary mansions, and we'll be exploring those. So I'll be putting those videos out shortly. So keep an eye out for them. And I don't know, thought it was really cute when I ended my video on my solar eclipse with Erykah Badu, the Pisces that she is, and some quotes from some lyrics from her song. So this one kind of impacted me, which is from the Dave Matthews Band. And it's Lying in the Hands of God is the name of the song. And the line that I plucked was, save your sermons for someone that's afraid to love. I'll be right here lying in the hands of God. So this is a spiritual journey that's going to impact all of us as a collective. And, good luck and have faith and Godspeed and namaste. And when you like and subscribe to this video, don't forget to share it with all your friends. Contact me now. And thank you again for your support. I appreciate you watching this video. I know it's a long one. That's my old thing. Whoops. Bye.